Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittney Bundles, and today's video is going to be an overview of the new Spotify for podcasters. Anchor is now part of Spotify for podcasters, so there's been some changes in regards to the Anchor platform that I've gone over in some videos on this channel. If you've watched my videos where I've gone over Anchor, I explain how I enjoy using Anchor and how I was even able to monetize my podcast episodes fairly easily with Anchor, because when I initially monetized my podcast through Anchor, they didn't have specific listener. How can I put this? Like, their monetization thresholds were really easy to hit. I'll just say that so that the video won't be drawn out. But since the change, some things have changed with the monetization aspect of Anchor as well. So I just want to do a brief overview and let you all know what has changed. As always, if you want additional information or want to review this information for yourself, you always can do that by going to podcasters.spotify.com. Be sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and I'm going to get right into it. So this article mentions that they're introducing the new Spotify for podcasters March 8th, 2023. And it says combining Anchor's all-in-one free hosting and distribution with all the best features Spotify has to offer. It's official. Anchor, the world's largest podcast hosting platform, has combined with Spotify for podcasters to create an all new first of its kind platform with everything you need to create and grow a podcast. This was announced, it says today, at Stream On. So I really didn't pay attention to the switch over until I noticed that a lot of things look different with the Anchor app. And not just that, but some of the features were different as well. So I do like some of the features that are included with this change. This article does mention while many of the features have been limited exclusively to Anchor users, now referred to as Spotify hosted creators, it was important to us that we built the new Spotify for podcasters in a way that offers more open access to innovation. So they do have some cool changes that came along with this new launch. For example, with this launch, it's a lot more interactive. So you have options to connect with your listeners by doing like Q&As and polls. You can ask them a question and have people weigh in with their answers. And then the audience answers are visible only to you by default, but you can pin your favorite answers so everyone can view them on your episode page in Spotify. So I think that's really, really cool, just knowing that you can interact with your listeners. Before this change, I still do encourage listeners to email me. My podcast is the Brittney Bundles podcast, by the way. If you do want to check it out, be sure to do so. I will have the link down below. But I encourage my listeners to email me if they want to be sponsored, or if they want to be interviewed, or if they want to sponsor, an episode by promoting their business or their company. And that's how I was able to communicate with my listeners. Also, my listeners, a lot of them came from YouTube and also follow me on my social media platforms. So I would get DMs and questions that way too. But knowing that there's an option where you can directly interact through the podcast platform was really, really cool to me. And then also this article mentions stay tuned for even more of Spotify's features to become available for non-hosted users in the future, including video podcasts, which creators can sign up for. More information about here. So they are also going to have video options if they don't already. This article was published in March. So we're now at the end of April. So, it definitely could be available now. I haven't checked into it in the app, and I don't want to stop this video to go look. But check your Anchor app, or because I didn't re-download any apps or anything like that. My original Anchor app updated to these changes. But that's really cool, too, to know that you can stream your videos directly through this app, too. Because what I would do is I would record my podcast and then screen record the podcast once it was published and then upload it to YouTube. So I still may do that, but it's cool to know that I have an option to have video recordings right through this app. Also, I do want to go over some changes with monetization as well, because that definitely has an impact to people that were using Anchor and that do want to start podcasts, because a lot of people are wanting to know about that aspect with monetization as well. So I'm going to go ahead and continue reading here on this page, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of just sum up what I was scrolling past. So pretty much, it does mention they have flexible monetization options like ads and fan supported subscriptions. So you can have a certain subscription where you talk about maybe a certain topic, or you have a certain, different guest on there and you charge a subscription. That is one way to get paid. And then you also have monetization options. It also mentions that it's easy. So podcasting, they mentioned that they recognize it's a lot of work. So they've built streamlined yet powerful monetization tools. Just tell us where to place your ad or set a monthly subscription price and we'll do the rest. It also mentions audience first, so the tools are built with your fans in mind. The Spotify Audience Network delivers the most relevant ads to each listener. Paid podcast subscribers can access bonus content seamlessly on Spotify or through a private RSS feed. I've already scrolled through this, so be sure to go back if you need to, or go to the website directly. But I think that's a really cool option or perk as well, because knowing that they can customize the ads to each listener is really going to help the advertisers. And I believe it's also going to connect your audience in a more fitting way, versus when I was monetizing through Anchor, there was a blanket like text that I would read and record myself reading, and then I would place those ads throughout my podcast. And that was just pretty much it. And it worked. It worked okay. But I think this would be, it's a different aspect. And I think it definitely has some potential to help with earnings. It also mentions scalable. So increase your revenue and advertising options, not your sales team. So with automated ads, you'll get paired with world-class brands that want to reach your audience with their ads. So all that information is definitely available through this article. Now, I do want to mention some other things too. Right now, I'm kind of going through the Q&A section, but while you're looking at the screen, I want to mention this in regards to ads too. There are some different qualifications. So at this point, I believe you need to have at least 50 or maybe even 100 listeners. The website says 50 right now, but I believe last time I looked at my app, it says something like 100. So there's different threshold requirements. When I first started monetizing my podcast, there weren't any through Anchor like that. You just got paid per, I forgot how they broke it down, but it didn't say I had to have at least like 50 listeners on this podcast or 100 listeners. It was a lot more lax, in my opinion. And so it was easier to get paid through Anchor. And then the longer I used Anchor, I would see some things would change. So you could cash out initially through, I forgot, it's at the top of my mind, but I'm forgetting how you could cash out. But you can click the button cash out through Stripe. That's what I'm thinking of, Stripe. And for some reason, and again, I'm still scrolling through so you can see some additional information, but you could cash out at any point. And then it changed to you had to have at least a threshold of, I think, like $10 or maybe even $25 to cash out. And then after that, it changed to partnering, this new partnered monetization opportunity or program, however you want to phrase it. But, those are some of the biggest changes that I wanted to point out to you. Again, I'm still going over the Q&A. So right now it's going over, I'm an advertiser. How do I tap into Spotify's network of podcast creators? So it's explaining that they have a variety of solutions for all budgets and campaign goals. And here's how to get in touch based on your campaign budget. So under 50,000, Spotify Ad Studio, and then above 50,000, you can get in touch with them. How do you know if Spotify for podcasters or another Spotify tool like Megaphone is best for you? So Megaphone is Spotify's enterprise podcasting platform. Megaphone could be a good fit for creators who have more than one show, manage your show with multiple team members, and or require advanced monetization tools to support their business. And then you can learn more about the plans as well. They do have different plans that I'm going to bring up on the screen. They have like a professional plan where you can get more information, and they also do list the price. I'm going to show you that in just a little bit. But the professional plan is for professional podcasters and creators looking to take their business to the next level. So it comes with like hosting and distribution capabilities, robust campaign management toolkit, detailed reporting and analytics, monetization tools via the Spotify Audience Network, live chat support, unlimited users with role-based permissions, audience insights via free access to the Chartable platform, including smart links and 3 smart promos a month, web, attribution via free access to the pod sites platform for impressions. You can get more info. And then they also have like an enterprise plan that's custom, and you can get a quote for that. If you want something that's a little bit more custom to, what you're doing. And it says it's for enterprise level publishers and networks with large teams, many shows and or complex needs. They also have an option where you can get in touch if you have any questions. So I'm thinking honestly that some people probably would be taken back like I was initially when I saw the changes to the monetization thresholds, because it was super easy to get paid out on Anchor. And I'm not saying that it's going to be hard now, but there are definitely different thresholds in place. So I think that some people will definitely, kind of chew that over a little bit differently. And may not know how to feel about that. But as far as the overall picture, I'm really excited about all of the options and features that this new change has encompassed. So let me know what you all think down below in the comments. If you have any questions, leave those down below as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.